Today next to me I have a 2010 John Deere Skid Steer 318D that I purchased from a Kubota dealership roughly 1 year ago in 2019. This unit was a full disclosure unit that was out for sale on their lot. It was a trade-in on a new Kubota skid steer. Today what we're going to be getting into is a drive motor repair with the parking brake and a leakage into the left side chain case. I went ahead and I bought this. We got it home. I did some inspection work to it, and what I found initially was we had an alternator that wasn't charging. We also had a battery that needed replacing. So I went ahead and replaced the battery, replaced the alternator, and we had a working unit where we put 32 hours on this thing over the course of a year, doing snow removal, fall projects around the yard. And overall, it was a great unit, it operated perfectly. Our only issue is that over the course of time, we had to start adding fluid. We went from adding fluid every 6 weeks to every 4 weeks to every 2 weeks. And finally this spring, I was able to use this machine for roughly 2 days before I had to add 2 gallons of oil. This oil would leak into the chain case. It wouldn't leak onto the ground. And it became actually quite cumbersome to drain the chain case, refill the hydraulic fluid, and then go use it, only to have it sit overnight and have the fluid nearly gone and have to complete this again. On top of this, it's expensive. So today, we're going to take it apart, we're going to take the drive motor out, and we're going to see what we can do. Alright, so what we're doing right now is we're draining off the chain case a second time. Believe it or not, we actually did this about 2 weeks ago, where we drained out about 6 gallons of oil. There's probably maybe a gallon or two left in the hydraulics, and that is what, because of this leak internally that is coming from the drive motor, the left drive motor, this is what's causing the additional fluid that we're having to drain off. So normally if we were going to service this, that's what you would do. You would drop that lower plug and the fluid would come out, and then there's a second plug in the middle that you would take off and then fill it up. A good pro tip on this is always remove the fill plug first and then the drain plug. Alright, we just finished up taking off the left side front and rear axles. As you can see, it wasn't too bad. It's just a little bit of a grunt work. One highlight I would like to make out here, or point out, is that the unfortunate situation of working on this is I have to utilize the outdoors because the service height of this exceeds my garage. And unfortunately, you got to make do with what you have. However, with that said, I purchased a lot of these oil dry mats that allow us to kind of move them around where they need to be. They have been very nice to have, because the one thing you don't want to have happen is contaminate. We work so hard to maintain and keep the value of our property up. We don't want oil spilling all over, and rainwater washes it down, and 20 years from now we got contaminated wells. Alright, next steps with our 2010 John Deere skid loader. We removed the left side front and rear axle, and we're going to now remove this right there, that center cover, and that's going to allow us to take the chain off of the drive unit. And once that chain is off, then all we have to do is disconnect things under the hood, essentially, and we'll be able to get that drive motor out, and we'll start doing bench work. So stay tuned and we'll go from there. Alright, we have the hood up now of the skid loader, and to the right, or this would be the machine's left, but to our right is the drive motor that's in question. As you can see, it is a different color. I suspect that that drive motor has already been replaced. So we'll find out what we're dealing with, if this is going to be just a simple seal repair, or if we're going to have some hardware failure. But when I did get inside the chain case and grabbed the sprocket, there wasn't any obvious loose play. So I'm very hopeful that we're dealing with just a dried out, worn out seal. You can also tell here we've already kind of disconnected some stuff. This has been disconnected right here, and there's a bar that goes across. So we're ready right now to we're going to clean up these lines. We're going to clean them really well. That way, when we disconnect them and cap them, we really reduce the chance for contamination of dirt and stuff. That's the biggest concern with this, is that we introduce some sort of contaminant that ends up clogging a screen, or scoring some type of surface where it throws it over the edge. So let's get to work. Unfortunately, the cap and plug kit that I have in stock will not fit this. This is a flat face O-ring style. So I'm going to, rather than try to track down the plug and kit for this flat face system, I'm just going to cover the hoses with plastic, and we'll tape off the drive motor ports. So when we're, jockeying around, we're not getting dirt into the system. Not the most ideal way, but this is what we're going to do for right now. Luckily for our current situation, most of the hydraulic fluid is down at a level where it's not going to just continually pour out. If this system was full and this method may not work very well, because we would have to accommodate fluid leaking out. All right, 2 hoses down, 3 more to go. We're removing the side cover now to gain access to the side of the drive motor, and we're gonna hopefully be able to disconnect the chains and then start loosening bolts that hold the drive motor in. Oh! Alright, as you can see, we've gained access now to the bolts that attach the side of the drive motor on, which would be this right here. Kind of encompasses that area. So we're gonna prop up the drive motor with some wood to hopefully not have 100 pounds of metal come crashing down inside the skid loader. You can see it there. And so we'll put some wood underneath, and then we'll also install some bolts on the side that will hopefully allow us to use it as handles. Unfortunately, I don't have an engine picker, so we'll do our best to try to get it out of there without causing a hernia.
Condemns seal, right?
Thank you for watching this video today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for our next video where we take this drive mower, put it on the bench, and start tearing it apart.